this is crazy because these words aren't usually said except once every 2 decades. The Pittsburgh Steelers have introduced a new head coach. We all know Mike Tomlin stepped down the day after losing to the Texans in the wild card round, and he steps away. And instead of, again, going back to the well that's 20 years old, or the well before that, or the well even before that, 56 years old, it was yesterday that they announced Chuck Knowles hiring there 56 years ago. Here's Mike McCarthy in his early 60s, not some new coordinator turned head coach for the first time in his 30s to grow old together. This one, however, like Bill Cowher, is from Pittsburgh, this hiree, and he was really emotional about it.
Oftentimes coaches and players, you put on new team colors, and it takes a minute to feel comfortable in those new colors. But to be blessed beyond any measure, one day to put on the colors you wore since you brought home. I apologize. Brett, I told you not to sit my family down here in front. This is so unfair. When you come home from Mercy Hospital, I do want to thank Art Rooney, Omar Khan, Dan Rooney, and the entire Steelers organization for the trust they placed in me to represent one of the most storied franchises in all of sports. I understand and embrace the responsibility, the privilege, and the weight that comes with this stewardship. This city, this franchise, this fan base means the world to me because Pittsburgh's my world, and it's just awesome to be back here.
He's one of my favorite people I've gotten to meet. I love that. Wear your heart in your sleeve, man. Wear your heart in your sleeve. It's so cool. Pittsburgh guy. He probably cannot believe it. Yeah. Cannot believe it. After his distance traveled of being an assistant, going to Green Bay, and then being fired in the middle of the season, Dallas comes and gets him when hardly anybody else was going to go out and get him. And even after the way that ended, a couple coaching cycles, his name's not called. He's sitting there with Pat, passing the time, keeping his foot in the sports world, in the football world, best he can. And then the Steelers come knocking, his hometown team. The guy after Mike Tomlin is the guy that beat Mike Tomlin in that Super Bowl for the Green Bay Packers. Can't make it up. But, of course, now comes the hard part about getting to the Super Bowl and winning it for a Steelers fan base that is sick and tired of just making the playoffs. And again, since both of the Mikes in question, McCarthy and Tomlin, made the championship games, we're talking about, the Patriots being back in it. Patriots got through Mike Tomlin in 2016 to get to the Super Bowl, to be down 28-3 against the Falcons team that made the Super Bowl by getting through Mike McCarthy's Packers. And since that time, Tomlin didn't win another playoff game, and McCarthy only won one. So we need to see what McCarthy can do that Tomlin was unable to do. Obviously, that's not a will question with him. Certainly wanted it. Question is quarterback, because the idea is you hire him to groom the young one. And the question about their previous quarterback, who is in his early 40s. Rodgers' name was indeed brought up to Mike McCarthy and asked him if he wants Aaron Rodgers, a reunion with his old Packers quarterback, in Pittsburgh next year.
Definitely. I don't see why you wouldn't. But, I think just like anything, knowing Aaron long enough, going through seasons, I think when players, to see Mel Blunt here, when guys are up at that stage of their career, they need to step away and decompress it. I think that's very important. The game is so emotional, what these men commit to and what they put into it. I think that time away is important, and I have spoken to Aaron, and so that's really where we are there. But I was able to sit back and watch the games. I watched most of the Pittsburgh games on TV, and I thought he was a great asset for the team.
There's no question about that. It's just like, do you want to move on to the young guy or not?
Which young guy?
I told you who. Malik Willis.
He's not on the roster.
Right. He's going to be on someone's roster next year that's not Green Bay.
Green Bay. I mean, Pittsburgh has a quarterback they drafted on the roster.
That's another one. Man, that's going to be an interesting. And then how long do you wait?
Yeah.
You know, we're just assuming Rodgers' new league year isn't going to be like, oh, I'm in. I know. Again, the danger of assuming with him.
When did he sign last year with them?
June. Don't you remember? Cam Hayward is currently booked to be our first Super Bowl guest in San Francisco next Wednesday. Remember, we had our fun with him because he went on his pod basically like, hey, we're the Pittsburgh Steelers. You want to play for us or not?
Right.
Yep.
And then he and then he and Rodgers and Tomlin were
simpatico.
Right. Walking off the field together. BFFs.
So the Steelers announced it on June 6th. Last year.
You know? Malik Willis.
The point we all knew that.
I will tell you this. When's the new league year? I think it's March 13th, something like that. Malik Willis will be on a new team March 13th, and we're going to know about it on March 11th.
You don't think it happened before the? Oh, yeah, I guess.
No, it's March 11th.
Okay, so we'll know about it March 9th.
On the 9th, yeah.
You know what I mean? The first, second. Yeah. I imagine there's going to be a lot of teams that are in on that. But you heard him say, but that's a great answer. Absolutely, I'll take him. You got to keep your door open. That is for sure. Although I'm just thinking, if you hire this guy to be the groomer of a quarterback, you know, that's supposed to be there forever. That's supposed to be your Josh Allen or your Lamar Jackson or your Sam Darnold. Got to talk about him that way now.
Yep.
At any rate, we'll see what happens on that front.
A Pittsburgh kid getting the
it's great.
The Steelers,
it's great.
Man.
And he's just a good dude. Yeah. He's a good dude. I mean, that was all genuine right there.
Yeah.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.